Hello, Pythonistas. Today we are going to continue with our introduction to pandas. And well, let's just start. So I'm going to share my screen here, my tab, the one I'm working on. And I'm going to go to my Colab. So what I want to do here now is I want to paste a link of the list of countries by number of billionaires. This is from Wikipedia. And while that is still opening up, I want to start a new notebook. So I'm going to the Wikipedia page and I want to see what it has. This is a list of countries by number of billionaires. And we have the United States here. We have Israel with 17. We have Nigeria here with 3, Peru with 2, and the rest of them with 1 each. We have some other stuff here. But this is the table I'm interested in, and I want to import it as a data frame using pandas. Remember the last videos, we were trying to see how to import data from different sources, CSVs, using data files, using SPSS, Excel, and text files, and so on and so forth. But today we want to pick from Wikipedia. So this is my link, and I come here. I'll just rename this one. This is Untitled 2. Introduction to pandas 2. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import the library we want to use. We want to use pandas. So as usual, you know how to import pandas. You say import pandas as PD. So the internet is a bit slow, so it's taking some time to run. It's allocating, it's connecting. And once it's connected to the kernel, it should finish running. I can't wait for it. So the page, the wiki page, I can call it wiki page. This is a variable name that I want to use. I've already copied it. This is where the URL that will take me to this site. I just copied it from here, right? And I dumped it here. So next, let's just call it data for now. It's a new variable name. We're going to use pd.read HTML. And I want to read what is on that wiki page, sorry. I want to see what is on that wiki page, so I'm going to use data here. So it's going to go to this URL and pick out every information and then dump it here. So what we can see here is the fact that there's quite a lot of data. We don't need all of it. This is all we need. This one. This is what we need. So how do we do that? If you check the way that the data displayed is arranged, you can see these are square brackets. There's a strong possibility that we're dealing with a list here. So what can we do? We use the method of indexing. So we try with index 0. Let's see what it's going to display for us. We don't know what is displaying here. It might be some part of it. Let's move to index 2. Sorry, the second index, which is index 1. It looks like it's the data we're looking for. World 277, United States, China. Let's go back and check. Yep, 2755. Yep. United States, China. Good. This is what we're looking for. So what we can do is to create a new data frame, call it df, and then store data 1 in it. Then the next line we want to display it, but we want to display only the head, the first 5 at the top. Let's see what it contains. So we use head. If we want to see the last 5, we use tail. If we want to just see a sample, we use sample. Let's wait for it. It is going to assign data 1 to the data frame we've created, which is df, to the variable name df. And then from the df, we want to display the first 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 5, right? And of course, if you want to see the bottom, it's just df.tail. This is the bottom 5. Of course, if you want to see more than 5 or less than 5, I can add something here. So this is the bottom 20. The bottom 20, because I use 20 here. If I want it less than that, less than 5, I could use 3 here. Now, so the last 3 instead of the last 5. And if I want to see a sample, not in any particular order, it's going to randomly pick. I have to pass in a number. The minimum it gives me is I think, is 0 or 1. So let's say I want to see a sample of 5. So it will just go around, randomly select any 5. So I'm seeing Cyprus here, UAE, China, Angola. If I run that cell again, it's going to select another random 5. You can see Hong Kong now, Indonesia. Now let's assume I want to go through the data and see more of it. Remember, we have stored the data we are interested in a variable called df. We use our info, df.info. It tells us what is in that data. What we can see here is that we have 4 columns. This is column, 4 columns. And the first column is rank. The second is country, territory, the number of billionaires, the number of billionaires per million people. That is what this is telling us, right? Now, I have an issue with this data set. It is not so complete. What do I mean by that? You can see I have a null value here. There's no entry. And then when I look at it, I can see that the territory it's talking about is the whole world. I don't actually need this data because this is like a sum of everything. So this 2755 is a sum of everything here on this column. So I can afford to get rid of this. And there are many ways to do that. I just have my own way of doing that. Let's say df. We'll say df.ilog. And we can see from here, okay, we can do it here. We have 73 entries. And we can see this one has only 72. So we want to get rid of the one on top. So if you remember our indexing, this is a way to index a data frame. Use ilog. Ilog probably means index location, I'm not sure. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of the first one here, the zeroed index. So what I wanted to do is, let me experiment like this. Let me start from -72. If you remember when we're doing the indexing part, what do we have? Does it work? Yes. Everything has been displayed. And of course, we already know from here that US is the first after world. We don't want world here. I did this without assigning it to any variable because I wanted to see if it would work. if I done 73 here by mistake, you can see I have everything. I've not done anything yet. Or if I did 71, I'm missing the US. So I'm sure that 72 works. So I can assign it to the same data frame, to the same, because I want to change it. I just want to be using df as my variable, right? Then when I run this, it's done. It doesn't need to display it because I did it initially. I know that this is correct. So all I need to do is to go here, df.head again, and just to check. I'm checking the first five, the five on the top. And here I can see US as the first. Maybe I will plot a bar chart. I want to see how it looks. So Pandas house has this plot function like that. And you can see we have some autocomplete here trying to tell us how to do it. We open. I'm trying to plot a bar chart. So we can open here and say bar. And we need to give it a Y. How do we give it a Y? Let's go with number of billionaires. So this is one thing I like doing is I say df.columns. This will display the names of all the columns I have so that I don't have to be going back and forth. I just want it close to me. So this is what I want. Number of billionaires. I will assign it to the Y variable, the Y, and then the X. We can do country. And I think that's all I need. I can just run it. You can see the picture is a bit small. The image is small, so I can add something called the fig size. Fig size, I could make it 10 by 6. Uh-huh. Ten by 6. If you don't want this to show, what you can do is to add a semicolon here. Sorry about that. So once you add the semicolon, it disappears, right? Yeah. How do we play around with this? I'll just give you one more, and then I'll allow you to write. I don't want the video to be too long. If you want to know everything you can do with the plot, what you can do is you can type df.plot, then put 2 question marks, then run that cell. Then at the end here, it's going to show you everything you need to know about that function you're dealing with. So here, these are the arguments that you could put here. So you can see the first argument is called kind, is a string. You have to put in quotation marks, either you put line, or you put bar, or you put horizontal bar plot, or histogram, or box plot, so on and so forth. And yeah. So there's so much you can learn here. So you can check that and play around What I will expect you to do is also to go look for any piece of information you can from Wikipedia, and following these steps, you can display it as a data frame, and then you can show it to us in the group. So this is all I have for you today. And I hope to be with you again. Bye-bye.